Hi, everybody, and welcome to Holman Stadium, our second home during the spring and the summer here on NashuaETV. I'm Tom King, along with Jason Roby, and you've got Nashua North-South Baseball, AM Holman, a morning game.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Casey Lane will step into the right-handed batter's box. Take a ball here to start us off.
These two teams were supposed to play a mid-afternoon game. It got rained out, moved to Friday morning, and here we go. It's their first of two games against each other in a 7-day period.
Andres Holfacker from the stretch delivers a swinging strike to Casey Lane to even the count up at 1-1.
Holfacker, just a sophomore, Jason, but part of this arm contingent that James Guy at Nashua South is very happy with, and you might say the same for Nashua North, but they've got a legit ace in C.J. Barrett.
Yeah, no question. You're going to see C.J. Barrett today for Nashua North. He's a great starting pitcher, been with the program for years. He's a senior now, and the young arms of Nashua South are hoping to carry them to a victory today. South coming off of a loss to Salem, a 2-run deficit, and North coming off of a 16-15 win against Merrimack.
Yeah, one of those high school baseball games that you really can never predict what's going to happen. As Casey Lane as he takes ball 4. Jason, Lane seems to me to be really, I mean, not a lot of teams have a Casey Lane.
Right, and I will tell you, and of course working in the building, you
right.
see the things that he does that a lot of kids don't do. The extra work that he puts in before practice. He's in the weight room lifting weights or running. He does the things he needs to do. He's going to go to Springfield next year, Springfield College to play basketball, but certainly has the opportunity to play baseball as well as he dives back to first and time is called here. Kind of a chip off the old block from his father, basketball coach Steve Lane, who was also a pretty good athlete in his own right, a UMass Lowell Hall of Famer for both baseball and basketball, and played in the Sweet 16 for the University of Rhode Island against Duke. I believe it was back in 1988. As Lane gets back to first base, Holfacker peering in from the stretch. Rears back and fires, and that ball is put in play. Gets through the shortstop as Lane is going to try for third. They cut it off. He makes it, but the runner is safe at second, says he avoided the tag. Interesting play there in the field, Tom. Thought they would have had the lead runner at third.
James Bolton really, really hustling and makes it to second base.
Yeah, Bolton is one of those athletes who, pretty unique kid in that he runs really, really well, very athletic, and makes a great play there to avoid the tag. So suddenly, Nashua North has runners at second and third with nobody out.
Second and third, nobody out, brings up Trevor Kelly.
Kelly looking to do some damage here against Holfacker and the Panthers. He puts it in play. Slow grounder, they'll concede the run.
Yeah, smart play there. Very smart play by Ruthier. Hunter Ruthier at shortstop just looks at home to see if he's got a shot, but really didn't have one, and flips it over to first base.
We had the chance to see Ruthier pitch a couple of nights ago against Bishop Girton. Very good baseball player in his own right. Stepping in now, the cleanup hitter for Nashua North, Patrick McCarthy. He'll take ball 1 outside. McCarthy looking to drive in Bolton from third.
So a tough start for the Panthers.
Holfacker rears back, throws it again. Ball outside.
Who, really, Jason, they had to play that game against Bishop Girton on Monday night that we did, and then had to just all of a sudden get up the next morning and do a 10 o'clock. This is their second 10 a.m. game of the week.
Well, they're very resilient. It's impressive what they've done. And even though they lost those games, you could really see it's a 2-run ball game either way. And they had a chance to win that Bishop Girton game, did Nashua South. So a pretty resilient group of players for Coach James Guy.
Well, that game Monday night didn't do either team any favors because Girton went over to Exeter the next day and lost 10-0.
Yeah, no
for a 1 o'clock game. So there's ball 4. So now you've got runners at first and third with 1 out.
So runners at the corners now, and a chance for North to really open this inning up. Jack Gould steps in.
The outfield looking great at Holman. The infield grass not so much as you see those spots. Throw to third, they got him.
It looks like
he's
safe.
Very
oh boy,
close.
The angle here looked like Bolton was definitely out. Just slid back ahead of the tag, and a lot of times with only 2 umpires here in high school baseball, you might not be as close to the action to see that play.
Kid, that's a long way away from where the umpire is. Don't know who the base umpire is. Jim Fletcher behind the plate, the veteran umpire, and a signer.
Jack Gould taking a strike on the outside part of the plate from Hulfacker. And again from the stretch.
Outside again.
Looks like the Titans just content to try and make Hulfacker pitch strikes. They're going to stand with their bat on their shoulder. If the pitch isn't good, they're not going to offer at it. They're going to make Hulfacker beat him with strikes.
Press to the butt. They got him again. And that
this time they
got him.
Yeah, James Bolton there maybe a little too aggressive off of third and gets picked off. And part of that is obviously the play of, of third baseman. Knight applies the nice tag there for Nashua South.
Yep, Rodriguez.
And we saw him.
Lopez. I'm sorry.
Lopez, and we saw Lopez the other night play really shallow on the grass there at third, and so it's a shorter throw for the catcher. Catches Bolton off guard.
He
so
can
3 outs.
make some plays at third base.
So we're going to go to the bottom of the first here.
He could definitely make some plays, but he had Gould, I'd say, a foot off the bag when he made the tag.
No question. He was definitely caught leaning the wrong way. And
no doubt.
Great tag applied there, and that was an easy one to call.
And we are back for the bottom of the first inning here at Holman Stadium. 1-0 North lead. Nashua South coming up right now. Tanner Plor to lead off, followed by Jake Smith and Mason Mataluski. Those will be your 3 batters, and if one of them reaches, Ro Hendrick will be the cleanup hitter. And on the mound for Nashua North, C.J. Barrett.
C.J. Barrett, the strong throwing right-hander, comes from the windup. Fastball first pitch.
He'll be going to Suffolk next year.
Wood hits that one off the right field side, foul ball. Quickly down 0-2. Excuse me, 1-2 now.
High fastball. He was dealing against Alvern a week ago. He had the curveball working. And there it is.
And there it is. The curveball gets Plord for the swinging strike.
He was able to get that curve, Jason, down on the outer edge of the plate and low, almost unhittable pitches.
The ability for CJ to mix up his pitches as well will be important here to keep the South batters off balance as he starts off with a fastball outside.
See, and against Salem, he struggled with his fastball command. So, and being able to get the curveball over. You can't get, if you're relying on the curveball a lot, and you can't get it over.
Long day.
Yeah,
a lot of pitches.
Well, long day, a lot of pitches, exactly. You're going to be throwing a lot of pitches. Maybe you could pitch your way out of it, but it's going to be a hard struggle.
Jacob Smith is ahead in the count here, 2-1. And now 3-1. And in high school baseball, Tom, and we see this every game we've called. It's important not to give free passes to the other team. You got to be efficient with your pitches. You got to pitch strikes.
No walks, no errors, and you might have a shot. That's high school baseball.
That's high school baseball.
That's high school baseball right there,
yeah.
Exactly.
Barrett winds back and throws a strike.
Yeah, see, that was basically an unhittable pitch down.
Down and in, yeah.
Yeah, and the hitter just right over it. And there's that curve.
There's the curve, right. Wastes that one away. It's 2 strikes to Smith here.
No doubt about it that if they get into the playoffs, that Barrett would be their guy that they would start.
Their first choice, no question.
There's no doubt about it. You know, and that's a month away, more than a month away, but still.
And talking about the playoffs, Tom, you have that 70% rule now in high school baseball.
Which I like.
I like it a lot as well.
I just think high school baseball, Jason, had become an exhibition season. To eliminate 3 teams that fly out to left field makes it 2 down. It just was not, I mean,
you could have 4 wins, Tom, and have a first-round upset because those 4 wins came from your
one
best
pitcher, right? And I just didn't think that was a way to go.
Right.
And everybody, oh, it's great, you get the upset. No, you know, a tournament berth to me is a privilege, not a right.
You earn it, right? Mason Matalewski taking a curveball for strike 1 from Barrett.
And that's why I think it's much better now. These regular season games mean much more.
Yeah.
So.
Now you're playing for something, and both of these teams realize how important today's game is. As early as it is in the season, both of these teams really need to win.
Well, you know, and the thing is South, you know, having lost now 2 in a row after winning 3, they need to get back on a winning track. High.
Barrett trying to give Matalewski one to chase there.
Yeah, it wasn't, but it also seems to me like C.J. Barrett's rushing his delivery a little bit, doesn't it to you?
Could be.
That's the pitch.
Hanging curve right there. Doesn't quite break enough over the plate.
But it hung.
Did hang.
I wonder.
Matalewski had the green light there.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have been able to get the extension because it was so
too
up.
Inside,
it was too inside. I would have pulled it right down the line.
Mason wastes another one off the left field. Dugout side. So 2 strikes here for Barrett as he's nursing a 1-0 lead against Nashua South.
But you still see the effects of the infield.
Yeah.
The rain on the infield. It you know, didn't quite. It got nice yesterday afternoon, as you know, that Thursday of school vacation week in the afternoon when they were supposed to play the game, but the field was just too wet. And
a lot of usage here early on.
Yeah.
Not just the high school teams.
No, the colleges, Merrimack College has come in and played a few games. Riviera always gets a shot at it in April as well. But this infield is not dry, that's for sure. You know?
Roe Hendrick, first pitch swinging, fouls one back.
Great job by the National Parks and Rec to get this thing going and get it ready after the winter we had, the March we had, and now all the rain in April. They are trying to be very diligent with the use of the stadium because they've got, you know, you're going to have a Silver Knights team that's going to be playing in you know, June 1, opening night, and that'll start a 2-month period of steady
constant use of the field.
Right. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
3 pitches, 3 pitches there from Barrett, Tom, and he mixed them up pretty well, and last pitch outside.
Now there's the guy at the top of your screen, Zach Harris. I think he's made a huge difference with Nashua North. And also, guy who's got to be patient with his kids. He's trying to get the right mix of youth and experience, James Guy, over at Nashua South. And after 1, it is 1-0 in favor of the Titans. Back with the 2nd inning right after this.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
That's
All right, here we are, top of the second inning. Nashua North with a 1-0 lead, nursing that 1-0 lead here at AM Holman. Morning game here at Holman Stadium. And leading off will be the catcher, Will Brooks, for Nashua North.
It's like the Red Sox when they.
Oh, the 11. That's an 11. They
11 a.m.
They get a later start. Well, ball players are so nocturnal; it's very difficult to do those kind of games. The one thing that's very popular in the minor leagues, and the Silver Knights do it actually for, while school's in session for National Education Day, the morning games for schools. I call it Yellow Bus Day.
Right.
And minor leaguers do it all. Minor league teams do it a lot. They also do it during the summer for camps. So they'll have those games in the morning.
Will Brooks is ready to take the pitch. Puts that one in play.
Whoa, look at this one. It's going to be out there.
That's going to drop. Brooks rounding first, and he'll slide easily into second.
Right, but you see how much moisture there is on the field because the ball died.
Right. You wonder, a dry field, that might keep rolling to the
wall, and Brooks might have a shot at third base. Yeah.
But nevertheless, a leadoff double, so a runner in scoring position. Another runner in scoring position. We'll see if the Titans can capitalize here. As the catcher, Seth Marcano, calls time and goes out to speak with his pitcher. A quick conversation at the mound.
Now, this game is like they play twice, which I like. I think
Friday,
they should,
right? Yeah.
But this is like the poor stepchild, compared to that Friday night game where they're going to have the 8th grade chorus singing. They're going to have all the 8th graders.
Teams there will be there, yep.
They're going to have the superintendent throw out the first pitch. It's going to be a big, big event. And this thing, that's a Friday night game at 7.
Right.
This is at 10 o'clock in the morning. There's about 15, 20 people at the start of the game in the stands. And it's just, what a riot. I mean, really. I don't like the close proximity of the games. I think that, and I know that they want to have the Battle of the Bridge and do it that way. I liked it a few years ago when that Nashua North-South game was one of the last games of the regular season.
Sure.
And one of the other teams, one year North eliminated South from the chance, when John Roper was coaching.
That's right.
South, eliminated him from the chance at a playoff berth because of the win. And that game meant something. I like those later games, but they do it, this way right away, and there's ball 4, and now there's going to be a little confidence on the mound.
I believe that's Hoppet Rodriguez who took ball 4 and is now standing at first base. They'll come out and have a conversation on the mound here, and at this early juncture of the game, Holfacker's got to find that strike zone.
Well, he's young, but at the start of the inning is when he's had the problem. North has been put 2 people on both times to start the inning. He settled down at the end of the last inning and seemed to be able to get his fastball command.
I think if you're heading out to the mound to talk to him, you're saying, look, it's still just 1-0. It's not like the floodgates have opened here. We have an opportunity to get the lead runner at third. Let's just let the game come to us. Put the ball in play and let your fielders make the plays behind you.
So Lynn Goodall walks, and that'll bring up the pitcher, C.J. Barrett.
Barrett with a chance to help his own cause here. The runner in scoring position at second. Holfacker from the stretch. And he tries to lay down a high bunt to move those runners along.
Yeah, he shows bunt and gets called for the strike. I don't think he really pushed that bat ahead.
No.
I thought that would have been a ball.
So 0-1 is Barrett. Holfacker checking the runner at second. And again showing bunt is Barrett.
Yeah, bunt is the play to make here, especially with the way the grass is and especially with the fact that you've got first and second, nobody out.
Move those runners along into scoring position. Sacrifice opportunity for CJ.
I'll
Takes a call outside.
One of the things that Holfacker's shown is he is going to be around the strike zone. He's not going to give you that many free passes here. His pitches have been pretty much around the plate. First and second, nobody out. 1-0 in favor of North here in the top of the second.
Barrett taking low and inside from Holfacker. Really got to protect that plate now if you're CJ. With 2 strikes.
Oh, he squares the butt again. And there it is, a called strike 3 on a high pitch, but it sank down and got the call, and that'll be it. Oh, CJ Barrett doesn't do it. That'll bring up Baldessaro.
Baldessaro here now with an opportunity to move runners along, but now with 1 out, they'll be swinging away, one might think.
Or put the runners in motion, but how fast is the catcher Brooks at second base? That's the question.
Holfacker steps off the back of the mound, sends the runners back to their respective bases, and will reset. Swing and a miss there. Healthy cut by Baldessaro.
Yeah, he took something off that pitch.
Was thinking fastball and
you got to change up.
Good change up. A healthy lead off second.
Good non-throw there, because if he did throw it, he would have thrown it in center field, because there's no way the infielder was going to make it over there in time. Now they're leaning.
Baldessaro's job for him.
Now they're leaning that way. Yeah.
Off the inside part of the bat, fouled straight back.
Roy Santiago at second base. Nice middle infield combination with Santiago and Ruthier for Nashua South.
No question. Ball taken outside by Baldessaro. Yeah, the middle of that infield, Tom, is going to give you a chance. High strike. Excuse me, high ball rather. Yeah, definitely reared back.
Trying to put away Baldessaro. Get that first out.
Holfacker checks the runner at second.
Nice little hole there. It's, if Baldessaro could have swung and missed strike 3, if Baldessaro could have just poked that ball the other way, that a gaping hole between first and second.
They were
shading
to left, yeah.
Right, and look for 2 reasons: trying to get the runner at second, but also figuring he'd pull. But that's the all-important first out for Nashua North, or second out, and that'll bring up Lane.
Whoa!
Dangerous with men on base.
A breaking ball that did not break. That one got away from him just a bit.
So it's second out because Barrett struck out. So he's got 2 strikeouts.
And since that meeting on the mound, Tom, Holfacker has really settled in here, fanning the last 2 batters he's faced. Lane here with an opportunity to make something happen.
Casey is awfully tough with men on bases. You've seen
another
all
inside pitch
season long. Boy, that is an unhittable pitch. Curveball that just hung that line, hung the corner.
That inside pitch being called pretty early on here, Tom.
Yeah, Jim Fletcher likes that inside strike, doesn't he? Nice block by Marcano.
Yeah, Marcano does a nice job there to keep the ball in front of him, keep the runners from advancing into scoring position.
Because I would say during the course of a high school game, you're going to see an average of a run a game scored on a wild pitch or a pass ball, at least.
Lane waits on that offering and hits it foul, comes
right
up
off his
limping a little bit. Yeah,
right off his foot. Now, see, I always wonder about that, because if I hit or fouled a baseball off my foot, I'd be immobile for 2 weeks.
Right.
These guys get up and walk around like, it hurts a little bit, now I'm fine. You know?
Age is a crazy thing, Tom.
How does that happen?
Age is a crazy thing.
Are the shoes that solid? I mean, really?
Just walking up the stairs here today was a difficult task.
Oh, my God. Try it with me when I go down and take photos and then come back up, then go back down, go back. Oh, my God.
Oh, swing and a miss.
And, boy, what a job.
Strikes out the side, Tom. He struck out the side there, swinging third strike for Hulfacker against arguably the best hitter on Nashua North, Casey Lane.
Yeah, fabulous job. Showed how it's supposed to be done as North threatened with runners at first and second, nobody out, and come up empty. We'll be back at the bottom of the second inning right after this. Bottom of the second inning here at Holman Stadium. 1-0, Nashua North leads it as stepping in big guy, Zach Finkelstein for Nashua South.
Yeah, Finkelstein will take a ball outside offering there from Barrett, starting off ahead in the count. Takes ball 2, outside corner.
Tell you what, if CJ is on and you're playing behind him, you like it.
Absolutely.
Because he works really quick.
He works quick, but unfortunately here he finds himself 3-0 now to the batter. And there's that inside strike time.
Zach
I'll tell you.
Finkelstein didn't think it was, and he was ready to start going towards first base. Yep, gotta watch it. Inside, it's gonna get the call.
Interestingly enough, a couple of those pitches looked like strikes to me. The one that was called a strike didn't. So.
Right. Now, I was just going to ask you that. All right, which pitch is the more hittable pitch that you just saw? Ball 4, right?
Right, no question.
Exactly.
Yeah, no question.
You know?
And you're protecting that plate, so you're thinking about the outside part.
That's the view we have, you know, from up here. We're not down.
Well, that's why we're up here.
Yeah, we're not down at field level, so we can't see how low maybe it was or when it crossed the
Only
plane
one
or
person's
whatever.
opinion matters in this regard, right, Tom? And that's the
Jim
guy in blue. Yeah.
Listen, somebody I know about Jim Fletcher, his opinion always is the only one that matters.
Marcano steps in now.
I've known Jim since the 80s. Solid umpire.
Yep. It's 10 a.m. for him, too.
Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you. I saw Steve Lane before the game. He was laughing at me. You guys are used to. You guys are educators. You used to get. You know, this is like 2 in the afternoon for you.
Right.
You know,
that's
10 o'clock in the morning. For me, I'm afraid to see the sunshine on me. I'll turn to dust.
Marcano gets a piece of that and fouls it off the right field side. So now the Nashua South settles in here. Barrett peers over to first, checking the runner from the stretch, the delivery. Curveball hangs up in there. Marcano gets it. Shortstop falling to the third base side, almost able to turn the double play there.
Almost got the throw, but it bounced at first and just kind of slipped by. And the way this infield is right now, any bounce is going to have a little bit of a funny bounce to it. It's not going to bounce high up right to the bag because it's still a little damp.
Sure.
And it'll have a funny kick to it, and that's what happened at first base as the ball kicks by.
So Marcano stands safely at first as Ryan Lopez steps in. And there's that outside called strike.
Yeah, if I'm Barrett, I want my curveball either on either corner and just away from the happy zone.
Catcher sets up outside.
Nice
and that is a nice pitch.
Right, hit the target right where it was supposed to be.
Lopez finds himself at in an 0-2 hole here with one down.
Yep, Brooks tried to frame that, but didn't quite get it. I like Brooks as a catcher. I just think he's got a lot of good fundamentals.
Absolutely.
Doesn't do anything really, spectacular. Just does everything very steady behind the plate. Swung on and missed, dropped, but got to throw to second. They may have him.
They should have him here, and they do, yeah. First base was occupied.
Yep.
So
there was no need to
no
throw
need
down
to go.
to first base and no need to go, but they did. And another base running gaff by Nashua South. And it's the second base running gaff we've seen in the game. The other one was by North in the first inning. Takes South out of a potential inning. So we've played 2 at Holman. 1-0 North. Top of inning number 3 here at Holman Stadium. Tom King along with Jason Roby, Tim O'Neill on camera. Pete Johnson, our executive producer here on NashuaETV. 1-0 in favor of the Nashua North Titans as
James Bolton here.
Bolton will step in to lead off the third. It'll be Bolton, Kelly, and McCarthy for North.
Bolton takes inside and low for ball 1 from Hulfacker. And outside now. Bolton ahead 2-0. Bolton, of course, the unfortunate runner at third who was picked off earlier in the game, Tom. A nice snap throw down by Lopez.
It's got to be tough to do that when you're right in front of your coach.
Yeah, no question.
He's looking down on you as you're lying on the ground, tagged out off the bag. Can't be a good feeling.
And he takes ball 4. Did not offer one swing at any of the 4 Hulfacker pitches, so he finds himself on first base.
And another leadoff man on for the Titans.
And we know he is a dangerous leadoff man.
McCarthy steps in.
I think is that
Kelly.
Trevor Kelly, I believe.
Trevor Kelly. McCarthy's on deck.
And he gets a piece of this one.
Nice catch. Nice catch in right field.
And you watch there, you kind of think Bolton now is a little bit hesitant. Am I going too far? Am I not going too far? Definitely doesn't want to account for the second out of the inning. Quickly gets back to first as Pat McCarthy steps in to the box.
Nice sliding catch by Roe Hendrick as he comes in and makes that play.
And Hendrick made a good play out there in right field. 1 down here.
Gould is on deck.
And Bolton will take off, and he'll get there as that throw goes into right center field. So good aggressive base running by the Titans.
And Bolton did a familiar spot at third base.
Getting a nice congratulatory handshake from Zach Harris.
A little pat on the head by Zach Harris for saying, okay,
here
buddy,
we go again.
You're right back here again. Don't get caught off the bag, all right, buddy?
Well, that pitch down in the dirt. Nice block there by the south catcher, Lopez. Or excuse me, Marcano.
Yeah, Marcano threw the ball and just sailed wide.
I think it got off his fingertips a little.
For a throwing error. Fouled away to the right side.
Pat trying to go the other way with it, maybe.
So now you get the runner at third and 1 out. Fly ball gets him in probably.
Ooh.
Swung on and missed.
That was a good pitch right there.
Now if he does that again, Marcano has got to be able to block it because it's going to go in the dirt and bounce.
Right, that could have gone 2 ways.
Gone right through, yeah.
2 strikes now.
Ooh. Tried to do the same thing, but lost the pitch.
Interestingly enough, Tom, that ball almost hit the bat.
Would that have been a riot?
Would have been a foul ball, or if it goes in play, it's a hit,
right.
or a chance to make a play in the field. Breaking ball.
Bolton on contact, and they're going to let him go to score and throw to first. Bolton took off on contact there. I think that's a safe play.
Yeah, I mean,
he would have had a sliding play at home plate, but I think he probably would have made it. And the thing is, with those bang-bang plays, you could possibly throw the ball beyond the catcher.
Right, and now you have another running in scoring position.
Yeah, exactly, with still 1 out. So now you get 2 outs and nobody on. all right, you give up the run, but it's a high school game. It's 2-0. Chances are, even though C.J. Barrett is working, you might have a shot to at least make up the deficit as time goes on in this game.
Jack Gould taking a strike outside pitch from Andres there. Again with the outside pitch, evens the count up at 1-1. Holfacker again with an outside pitch, and that one is going to be hit out of play. The right field side.
North is canceled, yes. South, we are going to make the decision about what.
And we can hear the voice.
Thank you, Lisa.
I know, who just told us that she's here in the press box with us. That's the interesting part about today. It was supposed to be a doubleheader for both teams in terms of how many games they're playing, not against each other.
Right.
North, after this game, we'll wait for this pitch, swung on a miss, strike 3. We'll tell you all about what the afternoons are supposed to be like for these two baseball teams after they're done with this game. We've played 2.5 at Holman. It's a 2-0 Nashua North lead as the Titans pick up a run. We're back right after this. Bottom of the 3rd inning here at Holman Stadium. It's a 2-0 Nashua North lead over Nashua South. Tom King along with Jason Roby, the noted author.
Yes, I've been called worse, Tom. Hunter Ruthier steps in here.
He's going to be making a promotional appearance this weekend.
Yes, I will, at the Toadstool Bookstore in Milford, New Hampshire, 3 to 5 on Saturday afternoon. Hope you can come out.
A lot of people will already have passed by when they see this, but at the same time, there'll probably be a couple of others. What was the name of the book?
It's called I Know Where There's a Penny. I actually wrote it back in 1996.
Really?
And it kind of sat, yeah. And, you know.
Well, in 1996, I think I had a lot more pennies than I have now.
You got that right, buddy. Yeah.
There's ball 4 to Hunter Ruthier, and he takes first base, and Roy Santiago will step into the plate.
Interestingly enough, self-promotion here, but my illustrator was actually born the year I wrote the book.
Oh, my God.
So that's how long it took me to get it out there.
You got big type so I can see it?
Yeah, it's absolutely,
absolutely
just for you, Tom.
I hope so.
For guys like us.
What age group is it geared for?
That ball is fouled back, bunt attempt. You know, it's really a good message about earning your money, saving your money,
right,
and making wise purchases for young kids. And I would say anywhere from kindergarten up through 3rd grade.
Wow, that's not bad.
Yeah, and the pictures are great. My illustrator did a tremendous job.
Kids lying on a beach in the Bahamas after they saved their pennies.
That's a lot of pennies, buddy.
Private island. Pitch in the bunt, foul again, and Will Brooks almost snagged.
Yeah, great attempt there by Brooks. Had trouble finding the first one and popped up over the back of his head. Great attempt there to try and stab that one.
Well, we're going to tell you what the afternoons are going to be like for these teams. Nashua North was facing the prospect of having to get on a bus after this and go to Dover for a 4 o'clock game. But that has already been wiped out by the forecast. They had been postponed that, I believe, until Tuesday. So that game is postponed. South, on the other hand, is still on to stay here at Holman at 4 and play Concord, who's supposed to be coming down for a game. But stay tuned with that. They say they're going to make a decision at 1 o'clock whether they're going to play that or not. Swung on and missed, and there's the first out.
And Sanchez down on strikes. Tried to hold back on that high strike and just couldn't do it. Barrett rings him up.
So the equivalent of a day-night doubleheader for some of these teams. Really a morning-afternoon doubleheader.
And the managerial aspect of it in terms of managing your
Pitchers,
arms is so important with something like that, with some of the new rules and guidelines.
With the pitch counts.
With pitch counts as Tanner Plug takes outside for ball 1.
Base hit. Fooled us.
Yeah. And
that ball hung up in the air. I thought I was going to throw to third. Oh. That ball hung up in the air, Jason. I thought it was going to be caught. It certainly looked like it was going to be caught, and it drops in.
It looked like Lingadal, the right fielder, had a chance to make that play, and he started in on it and then kind of bailed on it.
He almost looked like he was decoy.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
But now, second and third with one out.
So just like that, South a chance to tie this ball game up on the swing of the bat. And suddenly, Barrett with a little bit of a control issue here. Starts outside for ball 1.
And that'll be Jake Smith now stepping to the plate. With a chance to drive in the tying runs.
Swing and a miss there for Smith. Count evens up at 1-1. Good pitch outside that time by Barrett. Fouled back at the tip of the bat. So Smith now with 2 strikes. Barrett checks the runner at third and steps off the back of the mound. Time is called. And that was a great pitch there, Tom.
Boy, that's a artist painting a picture right there as C.J. Barrett paints the plate on the outside corner.
Important call there for
And the thing
CJ.
is you need a good umpire to make that call. Some umpires won't make it. They'll be afraid to. Not Fletcher. He makes it right away.
Mason Matalewski now steps in the right side batter's box. Starts off with a ball. South with runners at second and third, down in a 2-0 hole, but a chance with one swing of the bat to get right back in. Is a great stop there by Brooks behind the plate for the Titans. That ball hit the dirt, and Brooks had to slide over to his right to block it. 2-0 now to Matalewski. 3-0.
It's funny how sometimes momentum for a pitcher, it's just at all levels, doesn't go from one batter to the next. And that's a perfect example right there.
Right, you have
4 straight pitches.
After, coming off of a batter where you really did a nice job locating your pitches, selecting pitch speed, and getting a big strikeout, you go from that to a 4-pitch walk. So the bases are loaded now as Brooks will go out and talk to Barrett at the mound.
And Jimmy Guy does the same thing with his hitter.
Roe Hendrick a chance here to make it a big inning for the Panthers. Nice pitch outside, taken for a strike. Always saying football, play the next play, and if you're a pitcher, you just play the next pitch. That one just a bit outside. Count evens up at 1-1. Barrett hoping this individual battle goes his way. A slow curveball there, taken for a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Hendrick. Barrett peers in, checks the runner at third from the stretch, delivers. Falling off to the the first base side a little early there that time is Barrett. You see he stands on the side of the rubber there and maybe not helping himself out. Nice pitch there. Dials back. Once again, why we're sitting up here talking about children's books, and he's he's pitching.
Oh. Popped
out
up.
of play. Let's see if he can make it.
Is it new? To land on the concrete, or just before?
Just before. A lot of ground to cover there, Tom, in the right field side.
Saw a play last year with the Silver Knights from one of their outfielders early in the year. Ran full speed, not at the bullpen area, but right up in the outfield corner, and just did not know the field and did not know the fence was there. And done for the year. Tore up his knee.
That's not good.
That's ball 4.
That's ball 4. I think they checked to see if he swung. The second base umpire says no. I thought he offered.
Did.
Yeah, so did I.
I thought he did.
And interestingly enough, had he offered it that run still would have been in, right? Because they didn't call time on the play.
Right.
He would have stolen home.
He would have stolen home, exactly.
And that pitch, and you talked about that, Tom, that pitch gets away from
the wild
Brooks,
pitch.
And now we're tied up at 2.
Yep. Wild pitch. And the bases loaded walk, and you get only 1 hit in the inning. You got a tie score.
I was just about to say most of this damage coming not as a result of hits.
Self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted wounds for the Titans. Zach Finkelstein now up to bat. Swings at the offering. Count evens up at 1-1. Barrett delivers, and that pitch paints the outside corner. Zach down now 1-2. Swing and a miss.
Yep.
So he did a nice job there.
Outside part of the plate again.
Outside part, and a good control of that pitch. And he's either been really outside or just on the paint right there. That sequence of pitches right where they're supposed to be. And gets a big strikeout.
We have played 3 at Holman. 2-2 the score. Good one here at AM Holman here on NashuaETV. And here we go, the top of the 4th inning at Holman. We're almost halfway through this one in a 2-2 game.
A good ball game for a 10 a.m. game, and taking ball 1 outside is the catcher Will Brooks. Huffacker comes in with a slow breaking ball taken for ball 2. The end of the bat there for Brooks, and the play just out of reach.
Big baseballs are down in that right field area. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Budgets being as tight as they are, something tells me they go retrieve them.
Yeah, they do, believe me.
That's what it is.
There's a good shot at picture by Tim O'Neill of picturesque Holman Stadium, which a month ago today was virtually unplayable.
Yeah, great job by the field grounds crew here at Holman to get this
covered with
field ready
covered
to go.
with white.
Right. Welcome to New England.
Yeah, no, it's been an interesting spring so far.
Andres blowing outside.
I always
that
say
pitch.
now that March is the new February and April has become the new March.
Isn't that true, huh?
The way it is. A bouncer, and it's ball 4.
And Marcano had to block that one, so another bases on balls here.
Yeah,
a tight ball game.
And another leadoff man
another
on.
man on, right. Inside corner taken.
All right, now there we go.
Yeah.
See? we get the view of the inside corner from the right-hand perspective. Now we see it from the left-hand perspective, and Fletcher's still calling it.
Yeah.
He will call that inside strike. So you better be swinging.
Quick throw back to first.
Oh, nice
almost gets
save
away. Yeah, great play there.
by Finkelstein.
He had to dive across and make that stab.
Oh, marvelous play.
Swinging out of play. That pitch just a bit outside, taken for a ball.
They wanted, that was designed
Yeah.
to have him go fishing.
No doubt.
It's a 2-2 game here in the top of the 4th inning. Up high.
High pitch. Maroon Lingadal fouls one back. Right fielder settles in now. And a good pitch.
What a pitch
Yeah.
by Okafor. A curveball that looked like it was going to sail over the outer part of the plate. Bent right in at the right time. A perfect pitch. First called strike 3. There's not a hitter around that would take a swing at that thing. But where it ended up was right where it was supposed to.
Another quick play back to first.
You know what? I forget about the runner here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
go
I
get
really
the
do.
go get the hitter. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your throws over to first are an adventure right now.
Right. Pitch high and inside, taken for ball 1 to the pitcher C.J. Barrett.
So again, that Dover game for North was postponed, so they don't have to go anywhere. They can go home after this game. South, on the other hand,
Quick
they have
snap throw back to first. They almost get him there, Tom.
Almost.
Well, the other thing too, Tom, that if you're Nashua North and you're Zach Harris, knowing ahead of time that Dover game has been postponed really clears up some issues that you might have with your pitching staff. You know you don't have to save anybody necessarily.
Yeah, basically, you can go with anybody because
Right.
it's a weekend. You get 2 days off. You don't play again until Monday.
Right.
2-1, I believe, is the count. Here's the pitch.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there.
Counts even up.
Pitcher to pitcher. Andres dialed back and hit that outside corner. CJ with the swing and a miss. Looking for a big strikeout here. And that ball in the dirt.
And
no throw.
Nope.
No throw.
Smart by Marcano.
Yeah,
not to throw it.
Marcano, yeah, absolutely. Hold that ball, eat that ball. You're still ahead against the batter.
He was frustrated with himself. He knows he should have blocked that pitch. Kept it in front of you. Keep it in front of you, you're fine.
CJ fouls one straight back.
It looked like it had Tim O'Neill's name written all over it. And it hits the screen.
We're the boss.
Come on, North, here we go.
Swing and a miss.
Nice pitch. Took something off it. Had the batter way out in front.
Down on strikes.
Yep.
So CJ Barrett will take a seat.
CJ's pitching today. He's hitting 8th. If you're going to hit your pitcher 8th, why not DH for him?
You would
why
think,
not
yeah.
DH for him? There's no DH in this lineup today for Zach Harris.
Baldessaro takes strike 1 from Andres Halfacker. Maybe it's the north-south game you're thinking.
Trying to remember if I think he hit in the Alvern game too. Pop up in foul territory. This is an easy out, and it is.
That's going to do it.
Boy, I'll tell you. North looks like they were going to threaten, and Hulkafor just, he's been a high wire act all game. But boy, when he needs to get outs, he's gotten them. And we have played 3.5. Halfway through here at Holman, it's a 2-2 baseball game. And as the music plays to try to wake us all up here at Holman Stadium, we are entering into the bottom of the 4th inning.
Marcano, the catcher, steps in for Nashua South
against C.J. Barrett.
Marcano giving this one a bit of a ride. Settle on it.
Ah,
and again,
a ball that looked like it was going to be caught drops in.
Well, I want to tell you right there, Tom, I think the right fielder had to have lost that one because that was a very catchable ball.
I think what happened was that Lindegaard thought his center fielder was going to make the catch.
Maybe.
He pulled up on it. And neither one of them could get it straight. It drops in. But I'll tell you what.
Communication's so important in this
but
position like that.
You know what? You know he's a catcher. And if I'm Marcano, I'm wishing I was at second base right now.
Sure.
You know? I really do.
Ryan Lopez steps in here. Chance to move that runner along to second. Ooh.
Offered.
Yeah, he did. And nice pitch there by Barrett. High and outside.
Good waste pitch.
Yeah.
James Guy tell his hitter he does not want him looking at a third strike. He wants him to be aggressive.
Ooh, boy,
that looked like that was strike 3 because it sure looked like he went right through with his bat. They say no.
Tough call for the second base umpire to make that call because you're staring straight ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's nobody else.
I know.
Fouled back.
Hey, you over there in row 3.
What do you think?
What do you think?
There's no question the guy sitting up in the booth got it right.
Oh, of course. He definitely went.
Ooh.
That is a good frame job by Will Brooks. He brought that ball back in. Now, look, we know that Jim Fletcher is a corners guy. He's going to give the pitcher the corners. But that time, that ball looked like it was far outside, and Brooks reached up and grabbed it and pulled it in. And that helped.
Brooks gets credit for that strike.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Anthony Mille now steps in to the right-handed batter's box.
Tough call.
So
the poor hitter.
What do I got to do?
Well, I mean, his coach just told him, don't get caught looking. And what happens is he gets caught looking. So, unfortunately for him, on a tough pitch. Here in a 2-2 ball game.
Mille will step in and do battle with C.J. Barrett. Barrett checks the runner at first, comes to the set position. Ooh, and a breaking ball that doesn't break over the top of Mille. And start off 1-0.
Who's pinch hitting here?
Yeah.
For Ruthier. Guy sensing that Barrett's not able to find the plate too much, and will have to come in with some strikes. He wants somebody with a little bit more thump up there to try to maybe get this runner home. New life for South. They looked like they would be really behind the 8 ball in this game, down 2-0, and all of a sudden 2-2, and they got runners at first and second with 1 out.
And when you look back at it, Tom, a good choice, in hindsight being 20/20, of course, but a good choice to concede those early runs and get the outs. Trade those runs for outs.
Right.
And as of now,
in a high school baseball game, you got 7 innings, you can get some time to do things.
So runners at first and second now for the Panthers. And Barrett having trouble finding the strike zone.
Fastball command is CJ's problem today. It's fastball command is what he's struggling with now, and Zach Harris sees it, and he's going right out to the mound. I'll tell you what, though, I have no doubt about it. One of the things I like the most about this spring is the opportunity to see Zach Harris coach this team, because he really is hands-on with these guys.
He's done a nice job, and I get to see it every day in school as Zach is doing his internship at Nashua North, and the relationship, the bonds that he's creating with his team, both football and baseball, you know, you can see it. And the Titans out to a good start here so far this year, but as you said, Zach is a hands-on guy, and having a guy in the building does make a difference.
It does. The question is will he be in the building down the road? You know, because now he's going to go for that full-time guidance job.
Right.
And where is that opportunity?
Right. But as a first-year coach, especially, you have a culture, you have an expectation you want to set in place, put in motion, and he's doing that. So Roy Santiago here with a chance to help give Nashua South the lead. And that pitch is outside.
That, to me, was one that I thought would have been a Fletcher strike, didn't you?
It could have been.
You know?
Could have been.
So suddenly, South has got the bases juiced. They're loaded.
Nowhere to put them.
I'll bring up Plord.
Tanner Plord with an opportunity to make some noise for Nashua South as Nashua North is in on the infield, and then they back up. Strike one taken by Plord, and probably taking all the way. And that pitch, a little outside, a little low. Count evens up at 1-1 to Plord. Barrett working from the stretch. No place to put the Panthers. Swing and a miss. And a nice pitch there by Barrett. This is an important out for the Titans if they can get it. And they do. So CJ Barrett reaching back for a little something extra there.
And that's why he's your ace.
Yeah, Plord goes down on strikes.
That's a big strikeout. Second out of the inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
So Smith now will step into the left side batter's box.
Nice
and that ball,
Brooks.
yeah,
Saves
Brooks saves a run. That
one
ball
got by
away.
him already for a wild pitch for a run, and he wasn't going to let it happen again. Although it wasn't his fault the first one, but still, he knows that CJ Barrett is going to try to bounce a couple. He's got to be able to stop him. But in this game, to me, and the difference from the Alvin game that I saw, Barrett has been wild high. He wasn't that way his last start, but he was in his opening start against Salem.
Right.
Nice pitch.
Important pitch there. 2-1 now. Smith settles in. Barrett from the stretch. Ooh, and again framed right there.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that pitch, that's Will Brooks' strike.
Reaches out, pulls it in.
Low.
Oh, Brooks thought he had that one too.
Count is full here, Tom. Base is full of Panthers.
Chance for the Panthers to take the lead in this one.
Slow roller.
Nice play by Barrett.
Pitcher. Yep.
Nice play by Barrett, because if it gets by him, it's a hit and a run. But doesn't happen. We are going to the 5th inning. We're still tied at 2.
warmer months are prime time in southern New Hampshire for ticks that spread Lyme disease. The City of Nashua Division of Public Health and Community Services would like to remind you to prevent tick bites by wearing tick and bug repellent, showering after being outdoors, and checking yourself and little ones for ticks daily. If you have been bitten by a tick and develop a fever or bullseye-shaped rash, seek medical attention. For more information, call us at 603-589-4530.
We are in the top of the 5th inning here at Holman Stadium in a 2-2 ball game. Nashua North and Nashua South. South being the home team. And for Nashua South, I believe that's Hunter Ruthier.
Yeah, maybe why they took him out to.
Exactly, why he was pitched in for. Oh, what a play by Lopez at third.
Great stab by Lopez standing in on the
God,
grass.
that's a tough play, and he just gets that ball to find the glove somehow.
Exactly how you want to start out. One pitch, one out for Ruthier, who we saw pitch a really good game against Bishop Girton just a couple nights ago.
Come on, North, here we go. All right, North.
James Bolton now stepping in for the Titans. First offering from Ruthier is taken for a called strike. And what we saw from Ruthier, Tom, is a really good breaking ball, and then at the end of the game, he started mixing his pitches really well.
He was better at the end of the game than he was at the start.
And there you see that breaking ball from Ruthier, but that stays inside on Bolton. Count evens up, 1-1. Fastball outside. A little behind that one was Bolton. Fouled back off the right-hand side.
Tied 2-2 here in the book, as you see, in the corner of the screen.
Two strikes to Bolton.
I thought I left it in.
Now this is innovative. I guess we are connected to the scoreboard somehow.
It's like Nesson, like working at Nesson.
Yeah, we have the count. What do they need us for?
Seriously.
You know, really. Swung on and missed strike 3.
Good sequence of pitches there from Ruthier, as he quickly now has 2 outs. So a pretty efficient inning thus far for the Panthers. Low and outside.
Referring to your missing system, you always had connection problems.
Pitch. Oh, that looks good to me.
Looked like a good pitch, but
from up here, from above, but good and low.
And that's Trevor Kelly. He's taken 2 straight balls. 3-0 now. So suddenly Ruthier having trouble finding the zone. Taking all the way, and another borderline pitch, it looked like, Tom, but regardless.
But a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, so.
With 2 outs and nobody on. I hate those 2-out walks if you're a pitcher or a coach.
Drives your pitch count up. And really, you want to just focus on the batter, certainly.
In a 2-2 game, Ruthier with 2 outs, I would focus on the batter. Instead, the ball gets by.
So that walk essentially turns into a double.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
So now.
But this is one of the, ironically, this is one of the few innings that North didn't get the leadoff man on.
Right, right. Pat McCarthy with a chance to drive in the lead run for Nashua North. Ruthier peering in at the catcher, gets the signal, checks the runner at second. And that ball outside and low in the dirt. Two 2-0 to Pat McCarthy. Trevor Kelly, healthy lead off of second base. They're checking him with the second base.
Again, there's that hole between first and second.
Good block right there by Marcano.
Santiago shifting over that way as they're playing the batter to pull. 3-0. Ruthier with a little bit of a command issue now all of a sudden, after he started off the inning in great fashion.
And with a curveball, Tom, you have to think that McCarthy would push it.
On 3-0, he throws the curve.
Yeah.
Figure the bag is open at first. Why not? What's the danger? If I put him on, I just focus on the next hitter.
But if McCarthy gets a piece of that, and he didn't.
Again, that one had a little bit of a spin on it and took it towards the outer half of the plate. McCarthy went out to try to grab it, couldn't do it.
It's a full count now to McCarthy. Most important pitch of the at-bat right here.
And an easy play, and that'll do it. So Ruthier comes back and battles his way out of a little mini jam. We have played 4.5 at Holman. It's a 2-2 ball game. Here we are in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're in Nashua South and Nashua North in a 2-2 ball game.
Mason Mataluski will lead off for the Panthers.
C.J. Barrett pitching for Nashua North, and Barrett gets that curveball to drop in for strike one.
Good baseball game here at Holman this morning. Oh, that was a nice curveball, but not called for a strike. So
where was that?
No idea. 1-1 now to Mataluski. Throws the fastball down and away for the second strike. Mataluski swing and a miss. Curveball wasted there by Mason. Barrett will walk halfway down the mound and head back from the windup. Mataluski fouls another one off the left field side of third. 2-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Morning baseball here at Holman Stadium between the Nashua North Titans and the Nashua South Purple Panthers. Swing and a miss by Mataluski. So Barrett battles back and gets the first out.
He's laboring though.
He's getting a little long in the tooth in this contest. North coming into today's game with a 5-1 record, South at 3-2. High strike, swing and a miss there for Roe Hendrick. Quickly in the hole at 0-1. And that outside pitch again finding the corner. Framed nicely by Brooks. That one sent right back up the middle in between the shortstop and the second baseman. So a one-out single here. So Roe Hendrick now representing the go-ahead run at first base. Pickoff play. Hendrick beats the throw. Play depth here for the Titans. Good block there in the dirt.
See what North can or South can try to do here with the one out and man on.
That
Great
hit and run
job
right
of
there.
hitting, yep.
Yep, good hit and run play put on there by James Guy. And suddenly the Panthers, with the movement of the runner, now has the go-ahead run. Ro Hendricks standing on third base, so first and third with one out. Good piece of hitting and good base running by the Panthers on that sequence.
And this hasn't been a game for everybody swinging the bats, and South has decided in this inning they're going to swing the bats.
Right, make something happen, force the issue. Got a pitch he could hit, past a diving third baseman. Good hustle around the second base. That ball, high pitch near the dugout. McCarthy takes it near the south dugout for an important second out.
Well, that's a rally killer right there.
Sure.
Foul pop up on the first pitch. Ouch.
So Ryan Lopez will step in.
He struck out twice. The second time was looking.
Chance to drive in the go-ahead run.
And
that outside part of the plate, Tom, you're right. 0-1 to Lopez. Swing and a miss, a throw down to second.
And the runner at third holds. It was not going to be the old double steal attempt. They did not try that. So now, 2 runs are sitting out there.
Ooh. That looked like a pretty good pitch from where we sit, Tom.
Might have been a little high. Might have been the reason why it wasn't called a strike. Brooks has to take a breather. Oh, he's fixing his mask. That's what he's doing. It looks from our angle like he's in pain, but no, I can see him working on the mask. See?
Yeah.
Tim O'Neill will zoom in right there for us. Thank you very much, Timothy. Mask fixed, and here we go.
So runners at second and third with 2 outs here for the Purple Panthers. That pitch well outside and high. 3 balls and a strike now to Lopez. And Barrett steps off the back of the mound.
If I'm Lopez and I get a curveball, I just try to foul it off.
Fastball inside,
fouls off. Yeah, it
straight back.
tied him up there,
Yeah.
boy, I'll tell you.
Off
He was
this.
on it, tied him right up.
Lopez was sitting dead red, it looked like. In the dirt, so now the bases are full of Panthers once again. So
The inning started innocently enough with a strikeout, but now
strikeout, pop out, and suddenly bases are now loaded.
Yep. Oh, boy.
So now Hunter Ruthier, the relief pitcher for Nashua South, with a chance to
help himself.
And quickly 2-0 here. So Barrett laboring on the mound just a bit. No place to put the Panthers. That one fouled straight back as he reached back for a little extra on that pitch.
2-0 offering. He thought he was going to get a good pitch. He did, but he was late swinging at it. Again, they have to hit Ruthier here because they re-enter him again. You can't do it twice. You can only re-enter once. So if they pinch hit for him, they have to take him out completely.
And that is going to result in some extra runs for Nashua South.
It's going to result in 1 and 2. And the Panthers grab a 4-2 lead as Hunter Ruthier helps himself out with the base hit. How about that?
Yeah, great job by Ruthier there. Takes the pitch, sends it right back up the middle. scoring and plating a couple of runs for Nashua South, who now have a 2-run lead.
And Zach Harris has seen enough. And it's time to make a change as C.J. Barrett will exit.
Nice round of applause for C.J. as he exits the field. And it looks like pitching now for Nashua North, number 24 is Zach Iannone.
Not on the varsity roster, which means he's probably spent some time on the JV team. But a good situation for him here. This is like the no-pressure North-South game. There's not a lot of people in the stands, and it's, you know, kind of on an odd day, a Friday morning. So, good chance to throw him in there. But
get a look at a young arm in your program.
Yeah,
and
but
see
you know,
what he can
also
do.
it's only 4-2. It's not
Right.
like it's 10-2. You don't want to give the game away either.
Well, there's 2 outs, and I think that might play a part in it as well. You know,
No, it's fine.
you have runners, I believe, at first and second right now, or at least at second.
But Hunter Ruthier knew he was going to get a pitch to hit and just lined it right up the middle, or grounded it right up the middle, very hard, right through the box for the 2 runs. And to be honest with you, you know, for the 2 Nashua teams that we've seen all week in their games, that was probably the first clutch hit we've seen.
Right.
You know, it
No
really
doubt.
was. You know?
No doubt.
Because I think if there's one thing that a high school baseball coach is always going to want, he's always going to want that one guy who you know can deliver for you. Roy Santiago will step in now. 2 on, 2 out, 4-2 the score now in favor of the Panthers.
Here in Nashua North right now, keep the play in front of you. Never force at any bases. He pops that one up. So
first
pitch swinging.
Yep. First pitch swinging. I'd wait out the reliever if I were him, but a foul pop up the second one of the inning. But the Panthers pick up 2 runs on the big base hit by Hunter Ruthier, chasing C.J. Barrett out. We've played 5 at Holman, 2 left in regulation. It's a 4-2 game in favor of South. Back after this. Top of the 6th inning now in a 4-2 game, and the Titans find themselves trailing for the first time in a ball game, in this ball game against Nashua South.
Jack Gould, first pitch swinging there. Fouled one back.
Popped up. Caught. How many times? This is like the 3rd straight hitter we've seen.
A lot of work being done over on the right side of the ballpark.
You know why?
That outside corner.
That outside corner and the off-speed stuff, and you just try to get the bat on the ball. 1 away.
Catcher Will Brooks will step in.
Now, I have the question what the plan is. And it's funny, I didn't talk to Zach Harris before the game as to what his rotation was going to be like, because he didn't, really know right away about the Dover game. Will South see C.J. Barrett again next Friday night? Because it's on that,
rotation.
He's pitched him the end of the week, all through.
Right.
So the Salem game was on a Thursday, the Alvin game on a Friday, the North-South game on a Friday. Fly ball to center and caught, so it was 2 away. But so that's what I wondered about is, do they get another look? It would seem to be the natural night to throw him. Big crowd, the whole bit. C.J. Barrett can really thrive on that. And I'm sure you want to give C.J. the opportunity. He wants a second crack at the Titans.
Sure.
It's a 4-2 game now. We don't know how it's going to end up, but should they lose this game, he's going to want a second shot at them. At the Panthers, and so how does your rotation set up? So, and do seeing him again, does that give South an advantage? I don't know.
I think if you're Zach Harris, I don't, and from talking to him, I don't think they're trying to hide anything. I think they're going to go with whoever happens to fall in that spot. I could be completely wrong, but if it happens to fall on CJ, I think, and Look, he's given up. Nice scoop there by the first
Great
baseman.
scoop by Finkelstein,
yeah.
and that'll end the inning. But that's the key is what do you do? They've got a fourth game, I believe, because they do have to play on Tuesday with the makeup with Dover. We've played 5.5 at Holman, historic Holman Stadium. 4-2 South. Don't touch that remote. Back here at Holman Stadium, bottom of the 6th inning, and it's a 4-2 Nashua South lead. Take it away, Jason Roby.
Yeah, Zach Iannone back on the hill for the Titans as the young pitcher starts from the stretch.
Put it in for both innings. It's so fun. Yeah, I'm watching the scoreboard.
2-0 now to Tanner Plud.
South looking to add to the lead as they have the leadoff man on. Leadoff man at the top of the order.
Inside pitch
Ooh,
from Iannone looked good.
Yeah, it looked like a strike to me from earlier at bats, but I can't tell how low it was from up here.
That one definitely outside from Iannone.
Not yet. We're hoping to make the decision around 1.
You heard Lisa Jingles just say they're going to make a decision on the Concord game at 4 o'clock, Concord game at 1 o'clock.
And that is a walk to Tanner Plud, so he'll start off at first base. Iannone having trouble finding the strike zone there. The second batter of the inning for Nashua South comes to bat, Jacob Smith. Runner takes off, high pitch.
He was at second before the ball left a glove, I think.
Yeah, and they're going to slow delivery to home from Iannone, results in a stolen base.
Yeah, I mean, he ignored the runner completely.
And he'll take off a third. And a good throw there, Tom. Might get him because it was the third base side was the pitch. But now that leadoff walk turns into a triple.
And you know what? That's a gamble, too, because you've got a left-hander at the plate, so it's a clear path to the third base for the catcher, Will Brooks. But Ward, you get your lead on your top of the order guy on, and you're playing with house money up 4-2, so 2 stolen bases, and we've got a runner at third. And will he be able to score on this? Yes, he will on the bloop single.
Bloop single to center field, scores the run. So 5-2 now for Nashua South as that leadoff walk turns into a triple, turns into a run. High school baseball.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? 2 stolen bases, and there you go.
That pitch high to Mason Mataluski. Looking at the previous scores, Tom, from all of Nashua South's games, their wins and their losses. Nice stop there by Will Brooks. Have all been by 2 runs. The difference in every game for Nashua South has been 2 runs.
Will that streak be broken here? Because it's a 3 run.
Currently 3-run game, right. Outside pitch there.
That's amazing. Lost 6-4 to Salem. And who else did they lose to right after that? Oh, they lost to Girton earlier. And that was a
high
2-run
fly
game.
ball there.
Yep, popped up in the infield.
You'll concede to your first baseman.
Yeah, I didn't know where it was. He backed away. He did not see the ball at all. So
first out of the inning now. So that. Yeah, Nashua South 4-2 winners over Memorial, 5-3 winners over Pinkerton, 5-3 winners at Winnicunnet. They lost 4-2 to BG.
Right. 2-run game. And in the BG game, they had so many chances.
Right.
They had
a lot of runners left on base.
A lot of runners left. 14 runners left on base.
You have to take advantage of that.
Great quote from James Guy. You know, traded punches, and then we had, something like that. It was a boxing analogy. It was a really good one. We couldn't get the knockout.
Right.
Knockout. We
Didn't want it to go to the scorecard.
Yeah, we threw him a few punches at him, but we couldn't get that one knockout
Right.
blow, and that's exactly what happened.
Ro Hendricks swings at that Iannone offering and misses. And again.
Yeah, see, he can be very deliberate now because there's nobody on base. He doesn't, not that he paid attention to the other runner, but he can basically just kind of work his way around.
I believe there's 2 strikes on the batter right now.
Now there are anyway.
Now there are for sure. Fouled out of play by Hendrick. 1 out here for Iannone as he pitches from the stretch. Nice stop there, keeping the ball out in front of him. So some nice stops made by Will Brooks here, the catcher for Nashua North. Full count now. Hendrick fouls off another one.
Low and away, and now there is a runner.
So first
2
and
runners
second,
on.
yeah, first and second now.
Forgot about the single. That created the RBI. Now Zach Harris going to have to talk to his pitcher. First and second, 1 out, 5-2 ball game. Oh, he's going to make a change.
Looks like he's going to Pat McCarthy.
Yep,
Trades
he
in his
is.
first baseman mitt. So Zach Harris not willing to give up any more. Can't let the lead get too out of hand here, as it currently stands at 3 runs. Patrick McCarthy will now take the mound for the Titans. McCarthy, a good athlete in his own right, good pitcher for Zach Harris.
Well, it's kind of one of these games where the tide just turned. North looked like they were in control. CJ was dealing early, and then all of a sudden, you could tell he was laboring a little bit to throw strikes with his command, and it's all of a sudden a 4-2 game. And then a 5-2 game. And what North doesn't want to happen, and they don't want it to be a 7-2 game.
Right.
So that's why McCarthy's in here now.
Now the wheels haven't fallen off the wagon, but they might need to be tightened here. So McCarthy comes in.
Finkelstein will step to the plate.
Face Finkelstein, who has a chance to drive in another run for the Panthers. McCarthy reaches back for a little something extra there. Start out in front of Finkelstein, 0-1. Second pitch is outside, evens up the count at 1-1.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Doing well. All right, bathroom.
Inside. 2-1 now to the first baseman, Finkelstein. Swing, and he pops it straight back, right over our heads.
Tim O'Neill's got to be quick. He's got to reach out.
Doesn't bring a glove either, Tom.
No,
Just
no.
bare hands it. And that ball gets away from Will Brooks. Kind of hit the dirt, bounced off the chest protector.
And the lucky thing for Brooks is he finally spotted where it was.
Yeah, third base side.
You've got to help your catcher out if you're on the bench. You've got to kind of tell him where the ball is. And I don't know if somebody did or not, but he finally found it. Because you could tell right away, swung on and missed. And that's the second out.
Yeah, McCarthy gets an important strike out there for the Titans with first base open now.
But you could tell when he threw the mask off, he looked around, didn't know where the ball was initially.
So with one down here, Tom, and you're Nashua North, are you bringing your infield in, or are you going to leave them and concede that 6th run? The pitch is outside. Looks like the Titans will keep their infield.
Yeah, I don't want to concede anything now. You can't let this game get out of hand.
Yet they're still playing relatively deep in the field.
There's 2 outs.
Oh,
that
very
was the
good.
Second out.
Very good. Okay.
But even so,
no, you're right. I did not see that.
Even previously, they did not have the infield in. So I would not do it. I mean, I would do it. I mean, I wouldn't want to concede the run.
If there's 1 out, you'd have them in towards the grass.
Right, I would have them in towards the grass if it was 2nd, 3rd, and 1 out. And they did not do that after that wild pitch. They kept the infield back.
Nice pitch there by McCarthy to get the Titans out of trouble.
McCarthy, the guy that they needed in that situation, and we go to the 7th, 5-2 in favor of South. Top of the 7th here at Holman Stadium. On the mound, Hunter Ruthier for Nashua South, looking to close this one out.
First pitch taken for a ball. He went up high. Tried to get Colton Welch to chase it, and he wouldn't. And that one is in the dirt. So Welch quickly ahead 2-0 now against Ruthier. Curveball doesn't quite get enough of the plate. 3-0 now. And these two teams, as Tom mentioned, will face each other again on Friday night, next Friday. Battle of the Bridge. Welch taking a called strike. Count is now 3-1. And ball 4 to Welch, so he'll go down to first base, and pretty interesting now. Tying run now on deck for the Titans.
We will get a pinch runner.
And we will get a pinch runner for Colton Welch. At least we think we will.
Well, Zach's going to make a substitution here.
Here he goes.
Yep. There we go.
So that is John Highland now, who takes over for Welch. Evan Baldazaro now stepping in the batter's box to face Ruthier. He deals, and that ball taken outside for a called strike. Smashed. It's going to fall in between the left fielder and the center fielder. Highland hustling and safe at third.
And the second is the hitter.
So things just became a little more interesting here, Tom King.
And that's where that 5th run comes into play.
Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. The tying run in Casey Lane now up to bat.
Right. Nobody else you'd rather have up than Lane in this situation.
He was reading curve all
the
the way.
Goes to home, and he's going to be a dead duck.
Oh boy, nobody out there.
Nobody out, and the runner went on contact. He was halfway down the line, and that is the easiest out that South is ever going to get on a play like that. Wow.
That's a difficult difficult out if you're Nashua North. And maybe you're going halfway and making the third baseman hold on to the ball for an extra half a second.
Oh. That's what you want to do, but it doesn't happen that way. And that's really a killer.
That is
there.
a killer, Tom King. That is a killer.
Because that's going to play to run, but it could have played it 2. And it's a 5-3 ball game, but now you get runners at second and third. You get the tying runs in scoring position with 1 out. And all of a sudden, Hunter Ruthier is in trouble, and you wonder how long James Guy is going to stay with him. But that is a killer because there's a run off the board that you could have had. It could be a 5-4 game right now.
Panthers going to call time and talk about it at the mound. So 1 out for the Titans.
1 out, 1 in.
Second and third. What are you telling Ruthier here, Tom?
You tell them, I think, I honestly thought they were going to take him out, but I think they're going to tell him, look, go with what works, what you feel comfortable with. First base is open, so you don't have to throw one down the middle. If you walk it, you walk it. That's the way it goes.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
This is Trevor Kelly.
So you've got 3-4 coming up. The middle of the order. This is what they're supposed to be doing. Driving in runs in this situation.
Nice stop there by Seth Marcano, the South catcher, keeping things in front of him. Don't want to give any cheap ones to the Titans.
2 outs away from a South win. 2 runs away from a North comeback. And Ruthier now down 2-0 in the count.
And that pitch was well outside.
But there was a discussion, all right, if you have to be careful, but you got first base open. But we don't really, I can't imagine they really are too thrilled if they have to have the bases loaded.
Right, but like you said, you still have no runs will score, and now you have options in the field.
What is Kelly sitting on here in a 2-0 pitch? A curveball by Ruthier drops in.
He goes to his bread and butter. That's his bread and butter, Tom.
Exactly. You thinking fastball all the way, and he drops the lollipop in. Parachuted right in for strike 1. And that's a fastball low. 3-1 to count. Man, oh man, oh man. Is this just the opposite of what you want to have happen? If you're Nashua South and if you're Nashua North, you're saying, thank you, let's do it.
Ooh, oh boy.
Does he love that curve or what?
And I thought that curve may have just missed on the inside part.
It broke just at the right time to save the pitch.
Trevor Kelly now will face the most important pitch of this at bat. It's a full count.
3-2. Got to protect the plate. Swing on a miss. What a big strikeout by Hunter Ruthier. Coming back from 3-1 down in the count and throws 2 off-speed pitches. The other one, a changeup on the outer half.
That was a great pitch by Ruthier. Helped himself out there, and the location of his pitches really made Kelly have to work for it. Nothing given, and he goes down on strikes.
2 outs. Bouncer back. And that'll do it.
McCarthy grounds out to the pitcher to end this one.
What a job by Hunter Ruthier to get his team out of trouble, get himself out of trouble. Nashua South wins, but by how many runs, Jason?
It's a 2-run differential there, Tom. So
how about that?
That streak will hold true.
The final score here from Holman Stadium is Nashua South 5, Nashua North 3. I'm Tom King. For Jason Roby, Tim O'Neill, and Pete Johnson, we'll say goodbye from Holman Stadium, everybody.